the baddest on the planet.
No, it's all about spirit and energy. In sports and life, it's about energy.
Und ich sagte, du willst was? Er sagte,
Straight to the bag.
ich bin derjenige.
The heavyweight champ, this is what heavyweight champs.
Mike Tyson teaming up with Gervonta Davis? You heard that right. The boxing world just turned upside down. And standing in the middle of the chaos is Jake Paul. What started as a social media rumor has exploded into one of the most unexpected alliances in modern boxing history. The baddest man on the planet joining forces with the sport's most explosive lightweight. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe because this is gonna be a good one. And I once again have to ask seriously, how did we even get here? Because this story isn't just about a fight. It's about redemption, legacy, and the collision between old-school brutality and new-age fame. Let's start inside Gervonta Tank Davis's training camp, the beating heart of this chaos. Tank is back in action, and his recent footage looks nothing short of terrifying. He's faster, sharper, and more disciplined than ever before. We're talking about a man who hits the mitts like his life depends on it. Pure electricity in motion. His speed isn't just impressive, it's almost unnatural. Each punch is a blur, each combination a controlled storm. But this time, something's different. Behind the ropes, watching with that unmistakable stare, is Mike Tyson. Tyson isn't just observing, he's studying, analyzing, and whispering the kind of brutal wisdom only he could give. You can almost feel the old-school energy radiating through that gym.
He's the baddest on the planet.
No, it's all about spirit and energy. In sports and life, it's about energy.
The mix of Tyson's primal aggression and Tank's youthful fire. It's the kind of combination that could either redefine modern boxing or burn it down completely. Now, let's be honest, nobody saw this coming. Mike Tyson, the man who once terrified an entire generation of heavyweights, has quietly stepped into the mentor role for Gervonta Tank Davis.
Und ich sagte, du willst was? Er sagte,
Straight to the bag.
ich bin derjenige.
The heavyweight champ, this is what heavyweight champs do.
The partnership started with whispers, a few shared training sessions, private conversations, even mutual respect expressed online. But it didn't take long before people realized this wasn't casual. This was serious. Tyson has always had a soft spot for fighters who remind him of himself. Young, wild, misunderstood, and ridiculously talented. Davis fits that mold perfectly. Explosive power, unpredictable energy, and that dangerous mix of confidence and chaos that only the greats have. Tyson's been open about his new mission in boxing. After his health scare, 8 blood transfusions, losing 25 pounds, fighting to stay alive, he said he wanted to help a new generation of fearless fighters. And Tank might just be the crown jewel of that mission. In the gym, Tyson's presence changes the atmosphere. He's not the type to give motivational speeches. He teaches through intensity. The peekaboo stance, the body shots, the relentless pace. And Tank? He's absorbing it all like a sponge. Legacy meets raw energy. Iron Mike, the most feared heavyweight of his time. Tank Davis, the knockout artist of this era. And the thread that connects them both? Jake Paul. Yeah, you heard that right. The fact that Jake Paul's name is even part of this story tells you just how wild boxing has become. When Gervonta Davis announced he'd be facing Jake Paul in an exhibition on November 14th, the internet went nuclear. Not just fans, fighters, promoters, even legends weighed in. Because let's not forget, Tank had unfinished business. Just months before, he was supposed to rematch Lamont Roach 2, a fight that fans had been begging to see.
I just feel, for real, I feel a little disrespected, like just on the business aspect, because you don't do business like that. Now, say if I were to go to arbitration, then what? Then you gotta pay lawyer fees, or you put your promotional company in a hole where they have to back you because technically it's on them. They're the ones who putting on the fight. That's who I have the contract. That's who draws up the agreement, the contracts, or whatever the case may be. So
Roach says they'd already signed contracts. Everything was set until Davis walked away and announced the Paul fight instead. Roach didn't take it lightly. He told Ring Magazine, "I feel a little disrespected because that's not how you do business. Skipping a real fight for a circus event? That's just weird." Behind the scenes, things got messy fast. There were whispers of legal action, arbitration, and breached contracts. But before it could explode into a courtroom saga, Al Heyman and PBC stepped in to clean up the damage. Roach later admitted, "They made things right on my end," which sounds an awful lot like he got paid to stay quiet.
I mean, I never said this publicly, but no, we aren't going to go to arbitration because I'm very well taken care of. I'm gonna say that.
Okay.
I mean, by the way, I disagree with everyone's.
I'm gonna say without him though. I want to say I publicly want to say thank you to Al Heyman, PBC, and everyone who made things right on his behalf. Like, even though he messed up on his behalf, they made things right on my end.
The whole thing revealed just how deep the politics of boxing really run. Money talks, and in this case, it screamed. But to Mike Tyson, this wasn't a circus. It was the future. He called the Paul versus Davis showdown the evolution of entertainment boxing. A clash of eras, a YouTube sensation turned powerhouse versus one of the most gifted punchers alive. Tyson wasn't laughing. He was preparing Tank to make a statement, not just to Jake Paul, but to everyone doubting the purity of the sport. Before this fight even took shape, Tyson had already tested the waters himself. His exhibition against Jake Paul left the world stunned, not just by the spectacle, but by Tyson's resilience. After the bout, Tyson opened up in a rare emotional statement. "I almost died in June," he said. "Had 8 blood transfusions, lost half my blood, 25 pounds gone. I had to fight just to fight."
Oh no, I don't remember the fight that much. I kind of blanked out a little.
It wasn't just about boxing. It was survival, he said, to stand toe-to-toe with a fighter half my age, in front of a packed stadium with my kids watching. That's something no man has the right to ask for. It was raw, it was real, and it showed that even at his lowest, Tyson's spirit hadn't changed.
Listen, know what I remember? Coming back from the first round, and then the next day I remember Jacob doing some kind of, I don't know, what was he doing at the ring?
Oh, yeah, a little bow at the end. He bowed.
And that's the last thing I remember.
When asked about the fight itself, Tyson admitted something shocking. "I don't remember the fight that much. I kind of blanked out. But my body, my chest, my stomach, everything was sore the next day." That confession only added to the legend. The man fought through pain, near death, and memory loss, and still called Jake Paul a talented fighter. So when rumors began swirling that Tyson wanted to train Gervonta Davis for his own clash with Paul, fans didn't laugh. They leaned in. Because suddenly, it didn't sound crazy anymore. It sounded like destiny.
You know, but the day after the fight, right after the day after, I woke up and told my wife, why did I do that? You know, I don't know. I just don't know what the hell goes on.
What did you think of Jake's power, man, when you were in there?
I don't remember it. But my body was really sore. Yeah, my body, my chest, my stomach and stuff was really sore.
Inside Gervonta Davis's camp, the energy is different. It's darker, heavier. The music's lower, the atmosphere sharper. Every sound, the pop of gloves, the thud of body shots, the guttural breathing between rounds, feels charged. Because this isn't just training. It's transformation. Mike Tyson's fingerprints are all over it. According to insiders, Tyson has pushed Davis through old-school drills straight out of the Iron Mike playbook. Neck strength routines to build that unbreakable stance. Peekaboo defensive work designed for explosive counterattacks. And those brutal, close-range exchanges that made Tyson a nightmare for anyone standing across from him. You can see it in the footage leaking out of the gym. Davis isn't just fast, he's frighteningly composed.
Hey, rock on, let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
His punches come in waves, but every shot has intent. Every step has purpose. There's no wasted motion, no flash for the cameras. It's Tyson's philosophy reborn in real time. Total focus, total destruction. One trainer watching from ringside reportedly said, "Tank doesn't just look sharp, he looks mean." And that's the key. Tyson hasn't just been teaching technique, he's been teaching mindset. That old school ferocity, the hurt first, ask later mentality that made Iron Mike unstoppable. It's the kind of energy boxing hasn't seen in decades. No fear, no hesitation, just destruction. But while fans were losing their minds over this new Tyson-Tank alliance, not everyone in the boxing world was celebrating. Some called it revolutionary, others called it a circus. As the buzz reached fever pitch, the purists came out swinging.
People are talking about this enough. The fact that it's not a real fight, it's an exhibition. And people always talk about Jake setting up his fights. I personally don't think Jake sets up his fights. I think, they're sanctioned fights and, you're risking a federal crime if you set up sanctioned fights.
Former world champion Paulie Malignaggi didn't hold back on Frach on fighting. His take? Brutal honesty. It's not a sanctioned fight, he said. It's an exhibition. You can't bet on it. That makes it all kinds of crazy. He went further. I think this could be a circus, not a competition.
So you've got to keep in mind that this could be set up. This could be like WWE. This one could be set up. I don't know. I'm not saying it is, but this is not a sanctioned fight, champ. This is an exhibition. You don't know what size gloves they're going to wear. You don't even know if they're going to stage the whole thing, because this is something that, as an exhibition, it's not illegal to stage it. So I think this could be all kinds of crazy, wacky stuff. This is a bit of a circus, in my opinion.
That word, circus, started trending overnight. Because to the traditionalists, exhibitions blur the line between combat and entertainment. They saw Tyson mentoring Tank not as a noble passing of the torch, but as boxing's latest attempt to chase clicks instead of credibility. But fans, they didn't care. They filled comment sections with fire emojis and disbelief. For them, this wasn't just a fight, it was an event. The perfect storm of nostalgia, talent, and controversy. And really, that's what makes this story so fascinating. You can call it fake, you can call it fun, but either way, the entire world is watching. And for good reason, because beneath the spectacle lies something genuinely dangerous.
It's kind of weird, because Jake Paul is extremely bigger than Tank. And but with it being exhibition.
Tyron Woodley, who shared the ring with Jake Paul, had a blunt warning for Gervonta Davis. Take Jake seriously, he said. He's bigger, heavier, and smart enough to keep you at range. You try to force it, you could walk right into a punch. And that's the terrifying part. Jake Paul might be the YouTuber turned fighter punchline to some fans. But ask anyone who's been hit by him, that power is real. At nearly 195 pounds, his shots carry the kind of force Davis has never faced before.
Ich habe das Gefühl, ich muss einfach nur auf die Bühne gehen. Meine Hände auf meiner Hand.
Meanwhile, Tank is coming up from the lower weight classes, where precision and speed rule over brute strength. Tyson's influence could be the difference between survival and disaster. He's been through wars. He knows what it takes to absorb punishment from bigger men, and he's making sure Tank learns it fast. Then there's the glove controversy. Coach Calvin Ford, Tank's longtime trainer, isn't thrilled about the 12-ounce gloves agreed upon for the exhibition.
The gloves. You understand what I'm saying? Because we don't fight in 12-ounce gloves. We don't use 12-ounce gloves. That's training gloves, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's 2 pounds away from Jake. He fights in 10s.
We don't fight in 12-ounce gloves, he told Fight Hub TV. That's not real pro fighting gear. Translation? Those gloves are heavier, slower, and can change how a fighter moves, especially one built on speed like Davis. So yeah, it's an exhibition. But don't be fooled. One bad punch, one mistimed slip, and it could end ugly. This isn't just Tank versus Jake anymore. It's legacy versus fame. Behind the gloves, the sweat, and the headlines, there's a far more strategic game being played. When Davis pulled out of his rematch with Lamont Roach II, it didn't just cause a feud. It triggered a chain reaction across boxing's biggest business networks.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy for you to do business-wise. Personally, and for the sport, for the integrity of the sport, like, it's just like, all right, now you playing with the sport. Like, come on, bro. I just think that's a little weird.
Promoter Al Heyman had to step in, smoothing over contracts and cutting checks to keep things from spiraling. According to Roach, they made things right on my end. Translation, PBC paid up to keep the peace. And why? Because the Jake Paul fight wasn't just another exhibition. It was a Netflix event. Global exposure, mainstream attention, and massive crossover appeal. For Jake Paul, it's a chance to legitimize himself once and for all, proving he's not just a YouTube novelty, but a name that belongs in the sport's top billing. For Tyson, it's deeper. This is about legacy. He's been open about wanting to pass the torch, to guide fighters who carry that same fire he once had. Watching Tank fight under his mentorship isn't about money. It's about proving that pure boxing spirit can still survive in an era driven by clicks and content. And for Tank Davis, it's simple. This is about respect and rewriting how the world sees him. If he wins, even in an exhibition, it won't just be a highlight reel moment. It could reshape boxing's future, blending the entertainment of social media stars with the technique and pedigree of real fighters.
At the end of the day, I gave this little guy an opportunity. He should be thanking me. I'm paying him. I'm his boss. He reports to me, and I'm gonna fucking son him on November 14th. So fuck you, little man.
You pay me? Are you paying me?
Yeah.
100%. 100%. Facts?
Correct.
Yes? Correct?
Correct. I'm your daddy.
Under Tyson's watchful eye, this fight could become a statement. Old school power still runs the game. As the countdown to November 14th ticks closer, one question keeps echoing through gyms, press rooms, and comment sections alike. Who really wins? Because this fight, this wild collision of eras, egos, and expectations has already changed the conversation. Mike Tyson said it best after his own exhibition against Jake Paul. This is one of those situations where you lost, but still won. He wasn't talking about scorecards. He was talking about legacy, about stepping back into the ring when everyone counted you out. And in that sense, he's passed that lesson on to Tank Davis. Even if this is just an exhibition, Tank's proving something far bigger, that skill, dedication, and authenticity still matter more than followers and fame. And Jake, whether fans love him or hate him, he's forcing the sport to evolve, to adapt, to entertain, to stay relevant. So maybe the question isn't who wins, maybe it's what boxing becomes after this. Will this be the fight that redeems modern boxing, or the one that turns it into pure spectacle? Either way, one thing's certain. When Mike Tyson's in your corner, you're never just fighting one man. You're fighting history. So what do you think? Is Gervonta Tank Davis the new face of real boxing, or has Jake Paul just changed the game again? Let us know your thoughts in comments below. Alright guys, for the best updates on boxing news, moments, events, and actions, subscribe to Knockout Updates and turn on notifications to never miss out on quality content. And check out our other videos. Until next time, peace out.